Hello all, welcome to the new video of Signals and Systems. So in this video we'll see few questions which had appeared in GATE examination from the topic digital electronics. So among all topics, digital electronics is the subject which requires minimal preparation. Okay, so in every GATE examination there will be around like 2 to 3 questions on digital electronics. So most probably one of them will be based on 8085 microprocessor. The question will be related to microprocessor. So this will be a simple. They may just ask what is the function of this pin, or related to address. Address, what is the byte, how many bits are needed, etc. Okay, we'll cover this later. And next set of questions will be on different type of number systems and binary codes. Okay, number system and binary codes, that is converting from hexadecimal to binary, etc. Okay, and then the next will be based on logic families. There will be different logic families. So these are maybe DTL or TTL, NMOS, PMOS or CMOS. So the questions will be mainly on these topics. Okay, so with one time preparation a student will be able to tackle this problems. Okay, so it is not advised to ignore this topic. At least you need to read this topic once. So still you have around 4 to 5 months for GATE preparation, so you can go once through this digital electronics topic, then you can easily solve these 2 to 3 questions. So one will be of 2 marks and rest will be 1 mark each. So you are guaranteed 4 marks. Okay, 4 marks are guaranteed. So I thought we'll make a video on digital electronics and see which type of questions appear in GATE examination. So today we'll see the questions which had appeared under logic families. Okay, so we'll just go through that and we'll see the solution, and even you can see the video and prepare accordingly for this topics. Okay, so let's see the first question. So for the NMOS logic gate shown in the figure, the logic function implemented is. So we have to find out what is the logic function implemented by this NMOS logic gates. Okay, so it has appeared in the year GATE 1997. So this question is very straightforward. So in NMOS logic gate, the things you need to remember, okay, which is in NMOS logic, the parallel combination of NMOS gates will give us OR function. Okay, and the series combination of NMOS gates will give us AND. So based on that we can see here which all are in parallel and which are all in series. So as you can see here, logic gates B and C are in parallel. Okay, and the logic gates A and combination of B and C is in parallel with the logic gates D and E. So the logic function will be, so let's do that first. B is in parallel with C. Okay, so parallel combination is OR. So this will become B plus C. So this B plus C is in series with A. So this will become AND function. Okay. So this whole combination A B plus C is in parallel with this combination D and E. So this DE is in series. Okay. So series combination means AND. So this will be D and E. Okay. So the total F will be is equal to this. But the NMOS logic gate, whatever it implements, it will be negation of this combination. Okay. Because eventually this logic gates NMOS will connect to ground if they are logic high. So it is important to use this negate function. So this is the logic gate function implemented by this circuit. Okay. So just for your information, if say D is logic 1 and E is logic 1, at that time what happens, this NMOS will turn on and this will turn on. So these two transistors and this will be 0 0. Okay. At that time this will be open circuit and this will be open circuit. But since D and E are on, so this will be a closed circuit. So the logic function F will be equal to 0. So in this case, if you give the inputs here, F will be equal to 0 into 0 plus 0 plus 1 bar. This will become 1 bar, which is 0. Okay. So this is a simple question which had appeared for 1 mark in the year GATE 1997. So let's see another question. So coming to the next question, among the following logic families, the one having lowest power consumption and highest noise margin is? The options are Schottky TTL, TTL, ECL and CMOS. So among these, the first three uses A, B and C, they use BJT. Okay. And third uses MOSFET. Fourth uses MOSFET. CMOS uses MOSFET. So when you compare BJT and MOSFET, MOSFET is having low power consumption. So if you analyze why, because it doesn't conduct any base current, no zero base current. So the power consumption is very much negligible. So among the four options given here, CMOS logic family is having the lowest power consumption. So you're almost sure that CMOS is the answer. Okay. Even if you don't know the noise margin, which is having the highest noise margin among three, because based on the simple differentiation you can eliminate the options. So in our case you can eliminate A, B and C because B is the right answer. If you see, so these are the few tricks which you can try in GATE examination. Okay. And also CMOS is having highest noise margin, remember that. And there may be some questions twisted. They may not ask power consumption or noise margin, they may ask which among these logic families is having highest fan out. So even then the answer is CMOS. Okay. So you need to remember few terminologies in logic families. So here fan out means the number of loads that the output of the gate can drive without disturbing its normal operation. So CMOS is very great in that aspect. So in this current generation we are using CMOS. Okay, these are all outdated technologies, and these are used when the switching speed is of utmost importance, more than the power consumption. Then we'll go for Schottky TTL. Okay, so if you are sticking to this current question, the right answer is answer D. Okay. So let's see the next question. So let's see the next question. So this is the question for logic family. These are the definition of VOH, VOL, VIH and VIL. So whoever has read noise margin will be familiar with these four parameters. We need to determine the correct relationship. Okay. So I'll give you a simple trick how to find this correct relationship. So in order to do that, let's see the output input voltage relationship of a inverter. Okay, so this is the inverter graph of output versus input. Okay, so this is Vi is the input to a inverter and Vo is the output of a inverter. So this is how the graph looks like. So now we'll define our four parameters. Okay, so VOH is the minimum output high level voltage. It means VOH is the maximum output voltage when input is minimum. So in this graph it corresponds to this point. Okay, so this is VOH, and next is VOL, which is the maximum output low level voltage. So when input is maximum, the output will be minimum. In this case VOH is the minimum output voltage when input is maximum, which is common because this is the inverter. What it will do, if you give high, the output will be low. Okay, so VOL is the minimum output voltage when input is high. So same with VOH. Now the next two parameters are VIH and VIL. So let's see the first point, VIL. VIL is the maximum acceptable input low level voltage. So we'll concentrate on the input voltage. So this horizontal x-axis gives us the input voltage. So where to plot VIL? It is the maximum acceptable input low level voltage. So here this is the low level voltage. So what is the maximum acceptable low level voltage such that my inverter output will be still high? As you can see here, if I give input, say these are 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.5, etc. Okay, as you can see here, even if my input is 0.15, my output will be high, that is 5 volts. Even if I go till 0.299, it will be 5. So till I go 3.3 in this plot, my output will be still 5 volt. If I cross this, my output will not be 5, it will be less than 5, it may be 4.5 or something like that. So according to my definition, the maximum acceptable input low level voltage VIL will be here. So this is VIL, that is this point corresponding to this low. Okay, so this is the maximum acceptable input low level voltage which keeps the output at high. in case of an inverter. So this is my VIL. I hope everyone got this, because this is very important to understand the noise margin. And next is VIH. So VIH is the minimum acceptable high level voltage. Okay. So in case of VIH. So what happens? Let's consider this point. Okay, VIH. So if my input to the inverter say is 5 volt, then my output will be 0. That is here. That is not 0, it is 0.1. Okay. So at this point, say I am here. VI is somewhere here 5 volts. If I give 5 volt, my output will be 0.1. So if I give 4 volt, my output will be 0.1. So VIH is that parameter at this point in the x-axis, such that if you give, that is the minimum point in this series. If you give 5, 4, 3, if you say 3, then output will be still 0.1. Suppose if I give input as 2.9, my output will not be 0.1. In that case, 3 is the VIH. So it is the minimum acceptable high level input voltage. Okay, below which the input voltage cannot be considered as high. So that point will correspond to this point in the graph. Okay, so comparing this, we need to figure out the condition. I know this people didn't get what is VIH, I think so, but let me repeat it again. So VIH is the minimum acceptable high level input voltage. Okay, minimum acceptable high level input voltage. That is, my inverter will work. Ideal situation is I should give 5 and expect 0. But in practical cases, I can still give 3.5 and still expect my output to be 0 or close to 0. In my case, 0.1. So this is the minimum acceptable high level input voltage. So that is called as VIH. So I hope so it is clear now to everybody. So as you can see in this graph, all represent voltage, even the vertical axis and horizontal axis. So comparing this, I can write the condition. As you can see, VOH is the maximum. So VOH will come first. Next comes VIH, because it is the maximum point in the horizontal x-axis, and in the vertical axis, VOH is the maximum point. So VOH is greater than VIH. And next comes VIL. You can see this length is more than this length. And finally VOL. So this is the correct relationship. So VOH is greater than VIH is greater than VIL greater than VOL. So here this is the right answer. So thanks for watching the video, guys. Kindly subscribe to our channel so that we can make few more videos based on the number of subscribers. We get motivated. So please spread the word, and all the best for your great preparations.